Yumichika's Bankai might just be one of the most terrifying of all. After all, Bankai and Shikai are closely linked, which means that Bankais are usually more exaggerated versions of Shikai, or a Shikai's ability realized in its ultimate form. And in Yumichika's case, the implications are terrifying.
Bankai, Katen Kyokutsu Karamatsu Shinju, Bankai, Senbon Zakura Kagechi,
Bankai no Natsuki,
Bankai, Kannon Biraki, Benihime Aratami.
Following the end of the Thousand-Year Blood War, Yumichika Ayasegawa became the third seat of Squad 11, the Zaraki squad. Originally, he was supposed to occupy seat number 4 after Ikkaku, the third seat, but he wanted seat number 3, which was already occupied by Ikkaku, because 3 is the most beautiful number. And 5 was the closest number which resembled number 3, so he chose seat number 5. Now, during the Thousand-Year Blood War, Yachiro returned to Zaraki's soul, and this left the seat of lieutenant vacant. So Ikkaku became the new lieutenant, and Yumichika is finally the third seat. Besides this standard swordsmanship or zanjutsu of Squad 11, Yumichika surprisingly excels in other areas of combat, to an extent which makes you question how much he's hiding. Back in the Soul Society arc, Yumichika's general fighting strength, with the aid of his false Shikai, appeared to be beneath the rank of a lieutenant. But with the aid of his true Shikai release, he completely turned the tables on Shuhei Hisagi and defeated him. But if you skip forward to the Arrancar arc, Yumichika faced off against the same caliber of opponent as the other lieutenants, and he immediately won the fight upon releasing his true Shikai. This means that at this point in the story, his combat class was similar to the lieutenants, even without the release of Shikai. Furthermore, as he displayed in the Thousand-Year Blood War, Yumichika's battle IQ is not to be ignored, as during the heat of battle he was able to deduce the true functionality of Bambieta's bombs, something even Ikkaku failed to do, despite being in a similar combat situation. He also displayed his Kido prowess by using Haru number 57, without incantation, in a very effective way to counter Bambieta's The Explode. Now, regarding Yumichika's Shikai release, he uses a false name, Fuji Kujaku, which his Zanpakutō spirit despises, and in return releases only partially. His Zanpakutō spirit loves the color azure, but despises wisteria. Therefore, when the latter is used in Fuji Kujaku, it does not release its full power. However, with its full release, Ruri'iro Kujaku, which translates to Azure Peacock, it unveils its true power, which can even take down characters who are in higher tiers of power. First, the vines entangle the opponent and then drain their spirit energy. These vines could even reach Shuhei Hisagi, who was on a different roof. And although Shuhei didn't seem to use his own Shikai at any point in their fight, in the end he was drained and Yumichika was completely restored. This is owing to the Shikai's ability to absorb energy and store it in buds, and this includes Reiroku or energy from hollows. In response, the buds bloom into flowers, and the absorption process can be so thorough that it kills the opponent. And finally, Yumichika can take energy from these flowers by biting on them. It is well known that Bankai are evolutions of Shikai, which implies that Yumichika's Bankai might be much larger vines or an entire tree, which gobbles up spiritual energy on a much larger scale. It might be similar to Ikifune's Cage of Life in scale or even larger, with a similar ability to react to life energy. Or it could be something similar to Captain Vengeance's Tree Magic, which gives and takes or trades life energy. In this case, we are swapping mana and Reiroku. As such, the implication for Yumichika's Bankai can be very far-reaching, as one who manipulates Reiroku or spirit energy manipulates life itself. The Bankai could also be linked to the very idea of the peacock, which then links to the Greek goddess Hera and the all-seeing giant Argos Panoptes. Again, the implications are far-reaching, and for one whose Shikai was thought to be a Bankai, one can only imagine Yumichika's true potential. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. See you soon.
Bankai, 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 Bankai,
Bankai,
Bankai, Bankai, Bankai. It's been a while, hasn't it? Ryoka boy.